What the hell is going on, guys? How are we doing today? It is a gloomy day here in this godforsaken city that I live in, and we're gonna brighten it up with a little T Swift talk. You heard it. You heard it. You saw the title. You know what you're getting yourself into. The day has finally come where I have chosen to speak about my absolute Lord and Savior, Taylor Swift. Oh fuck, my fucking coffee's all the way over there. Hang on, give me a minute. Goddamn beanbag chair. Jesus Christ. Alright. Goddamn. So, I am back again. I don't know how many of you guys watched the video portions, but back again with my embarrassing dome lid, because yet again I forgot to say that I didn't want the whipped cream on top of my chestnut praline latte. So here we are. I'm starting to film more in front of my window because it just has better lighting. The way that my apartment is set up, my couch just doesn't really get great lighting. Even though I kind of like that setup better because it's comfier, it's on my couch. But I have a little beanbag chair that we're just gonna utilize from now on. So today we're getting into Taylor Swift. Now, I encourage the people who don't, really like Taylor Swift, or are on the fence about her. It's oh, I don't really like her. I don't really like her music, but I don't hate her. I don't have anything against her. Which everyone's entitled to their opinions. However, I say that I encourage them to listen to this episode because I'm providing not just me saying, oh, she's the best, she's so awesome. I came with facts. So if you're on the fence about her, listen to this, and if you still are no, she's not for me, then that's fine. That's fair. I just want to present my case. And this podcast is about things that I'm passionate about, and lo and behold, this is it. This is the big kahuna. Background. I think I arguably have a degree in Taylor Swiftology. Anyone who knows me knows that she is just my sole purpose for living. It's sad, but that's just the truth. I've been a fan of her since, I want to say 2007, maybe 2008. My sister was doing this project in elementary school, and she used Our Song by Taylor Swift as the song for her project. And I hadn't ever heard of Taylor. Meanwhile, I'm also 7 in this scenario. And so I think I got a CD, her first album CD, and I just couldn't stop. And I've gone to all of her tours except for the Fearless tour, because I had just became a fan at that time. So, and I don't want to talk about the Eras tour because it's a really sensitive topic for me. It's not something I'm okay with. I didn't get tickets, so I'm just praying that as the time gets closer, maybe I can buy tickets from someone that are not $40,000, and or somehow go, because I had a dream I went last night and I woke up and I teared up a little bit, I will be honest. So yeah, we're not going to talk about the Eras tour. Very sensitive topic in this household. So we won't talk about that. I have broken down my notes for this episode. I did hefty research on this too, guys. This isn't like I said earlier, this isn't me kind of just being oh, she's so awesome, guys, please just listen to her music. No, I came with facts and statistics. I basically wrote a thesis paper on Taylor Swift, and I'm about to present it to you guys. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first kind of category that I have going for my points, I broke it up into three. So we have statistics, then we have personality, and then we have lyrics slash music. So to get started, I have a handful of statistics that kind of just show that her success is so like insurmountable that I don't think people realize her success is comparable to, the icons that we know of today that happened in the past, like Mick Jagger and Elton John and Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston. Like, they're all very comparable to her success. And that's why I kind of picked out some of these. I know it's there's no denying, no one's out here like, no, she's not successful. But I think my point for making these statistics known is that I want people to understand that, like, what she's doing is really good stuff, and like, it's not like the things that she does isn't just like Me or You Belong With Me or Love Story, like just the songs that you always hear on the radio. Like, that's not what her success is based off. Obviously, like her iconic songs like Love Story really like helped her career take off, but like that's not the reason why she has such a strong fan base. It's for like so many other reasons. So they're not like in order or anything. These are just kind of like as I was looking them up, and there's this like fucking gnat in here. Holy shit, this is gonna annoy the piss out of me. All right, first up, she's the youngest person to ever win the Entertainment of the Year award at the CMT Awards in 2009. That was for her Fearless album. She is AMA's most awarded artist with 40 awards won. That's a lot of fucking awards, by the way. I wonder what she does with them. I really do. Like, I mean, I know she has like multiple houses. So it's like she can spread them all over her estates, and most of them are giant, so she has lots of room to put her awards. So I don't think that's an issue for her, finding a place to put her awards. But I just want to know like how she decorates them around her house. Like some awards like aren't the prettiest. Like, I mean, I would be placing my Grammys in a glass box and away from my cats. Like, cats knock over shit, by the way. I wonder if any of her cats have ever like knocked something over a shelf and like has broken it. Like, is there like a store where you can go and repair your Grammy? Get it shoe shined? That's what I want to know. Next up, she has won, I think it was by IMBA or something like that, and they honored her with the Taylor Swift Award. And the only other person to ever have an award named off of them is Michael Jackson. So it was like for a songwriting institution. So it's like it was awarding and recognizing her songwriting. And the only other person to get one like that was like that is Michael Jackson. So for all you Michael Jackson fans out there who hate Taylor Swift, maybe reevaluate a little bit. She's the first artist to ever take up all 10 spots on the Billboard Top 10. This happened like really recently, actually. This was for Midnights. She had taken up all like top 10 spots on the Billboard charts. And that's not even like all of her, like, I think she had 13 songs on her album, and I think she took up like the top 13, but the top 10 is like what set the record. First woman, or like I think she was the first person to ever do that. Yeah, first artist to ever do that. She also ups her count to 40 on top 10, so she has had 40 songs go top and be in her top 10, be in the top 10 on Billboard, which the person who previously held this record was Madonna. Again, there's like this constant theme of her setting records and breaking records that were previously held by these extremely well-known, highly successful, iconic artists that were, from a couple decades ago, like the Beatles, Rolling Stones, etc. So it's like, she is. Did I just catch it? This gnat's gonna piss me off. It already is. So yeah, passing Madonna for the most among women in the charts, 64-year history. So I think that means like the Billboard Top Tens has been around for 64 years. That's what I'm picking up. She's the first woman to win Album of the Year 3 times at the Grammys. And previously, before she recently won Album of the Year for Folklore in 2021, it was her and Adele were the only women to ever win that award twice. And so now she's the only woman to win that award 3 times. She won it for Fearless, 1989, and now for Folklore. I want to also make a point that I'm not going to sit here and compare her to other artists. I'm not going to sit here, or like other women artists of today's pop culture. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, she's better than Ariana Grande. She's better than Beyonce. She's better than Doja Cat. She's better than this and that. That's not like right, because they're all individuals. They each have their own individual style. They have they're their own people. So it just feels wrong to sit here and say like her success is better than Beyonce's. She's more successful than Beyonce. That's not really what I'm getting at. I'm trying to like basically, give you the facts on a platter about Taylor and then hand them to you, and then you can do what you will with that information. I'm not sitting here like trying to pin down other female artists. I don't believe in that. I think that's like one of my biggest pet peeves is whenever people do that. They kind of like, it's like, oh, who, especially like during award season. So that's coming up within the next few months. And it's always kind of just like the who is better. And I guess that is at the end of the day what it is, because it's who's like better, who's going to win the award. But pinning women against each other and comparing them, solely just to defend them doesn't feel right, because they're just like their own people. So I'm not going to sit here and, I didn't compare Taylor's statistics to Beyonce's, or I don't fucking know, Katy Perry's or Adele's. They're all extremely successful and amazing artists, and I love all of them. So I'm not going to sit here and like, that's not my goal here, is to like pin them against each other. Moving forward, first woman to win, oh wait, I just did that one, has been nominated for Song of the Year the most compared to any other women in Grammys history. That doesn't mean she's won all of them, but she's been nominated the most out of any other female artist in Grammys history. Whenever she released Red, Taylor's version, she broke the record for longest number 1 Billboard Top Country albums, like the longest amount of time it was on there, which was previously It was previously held by Shania Twain. So again, kind of like showing that, her success is comparable to, and I know I just said I wasn't going to compare, but I'm not like saying, oh, Shania Twain sucks ass. No, that's not what I'm saying, okay? That's not what I'm saying. She's has the most videos to win Video of the Year at the VMAs ever, for any artist ever. And she is, might I mention, titled with the award Artist of the Decade. Just had to throw that one in there real quick. So she has won over 300 awards total. I think it's like 318 awards total. Moving on to like, besides awards, her tours have set a lot of records. I think I was reading, and since her headlining tour of Fearless, her Fearless tour, up until Reputation, her tours have grossed almost $700 million, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is the most like a tour or an artist has ever like grossed in their career. I could be wrong on that, but she broke a record for having Reputation being the highest grossing tour ever. It grossed $266.1 million, and it was she played 38 shows. The previous record was held by the Rolling Stones. In 2007, they played 70 shows, but she played 38 shows for the Rep Tour. So her tour grossed more money, and she also played less shows than the Rolling Stones. So, not saying the Rolling Stones, like, she's better than the Rolling Stones, but I am saying that she's a beast. 1989 tour made $181.5 million, which gave her the title of the highest grossing domestic tour for a woman, which then later, whenever her next tour, Reputation, came out, that is when she broke basically her own record. And it's already predicted that her Eras tour is going to, like, she's going to break her own record again, essentially. And lastly, she wrote an entire album completely by herself, which was Speak Now. During Fearless, people, the critics were saying, like, oh, she has people write music for her. She can't write songs by herself, blah, blah, blah. So what did she do? She wrote an entire album by herself, just to prove that she could write music and write her own music. And the thing is that she is constantly, like, not trying to please people, but she's always is, like, able to prove people wrong. Before the Reputation tour, for example, people, critics were saying that it was going to be a flop tour, and that, especially since she had been MIA for years, and she came out of nowhere, released Reputation, and everyone was like, this is going to be, like, a fail of a tour. Meanwhile, it's the highest grossing tour to date. So it's just like she's constantly just, like, proving people wrong with her success. And she doesn't, I don't know if she really does it out of spite. She just, like, does shit, and it's, like, fucking awesome. All right, next category, we have personality. I tried to be as unbiased as possible. I have facts in here and everything, while I'll also kind of, like, give my input on her, because not that I know her personally, but, I'll just start, okay? One of the first things that came to my mind whenever thinking about her personality is that since her Fearless tour, she has held meet and greets after her shows. What her team does is that during concerts of each show, during the concerts while Taylor's playing, her team will go around, look around who's like having the most fun, who's dressed up, who's singing like the words to every single one of the songs, and it's just like having the best time ever. They'll pick those people out and ask if they want to meet Taylor after the show. And so then they get these wristbands, they give them instructions where to go after the show, and then Taylor has like this little room that's decorated for the theme of that, the tour, and then they get to meet her for free. For example, in the past, it's been like the Speak Now, what was I can't remember what the room was called. I know for Red, it was the Red Room. Then there was Rep Room. I can't remember what it was for 1989, but it's always like on theme with the era that she's in. And compared to like, most artists and just celebrities in general, you typically have to pay a shit ton of money to meet them. Or you just like never meet them. Like, she actively is trying to always meet and hang out with her fans. I don't know many other artists that genuinely actively are trying to meet as many of their fans as possible. Another example is that there's her secret sessions. So what she does is in the past she didn't do it for Midnights. She didn't. No, she did do it for Reputation, I think. And what she does is, she lurks on the internet and finds fans that are like extremely dedicated and are like actual loyal fans. She invites them to her private residence, like her homes, and invites these fans to listen to the album before everyone else. Now, like the trust that she has to have in her fans to like invite them to her personal home is insane. And I think that kind of just shows her actual sincerity for like caring about her fans, Like I know not every artist can do that, but she's like created this community with her fans where it just kind of feels like we're all friends. Anytime I've ever been out in public and I've met a fellow Swiftie, that's what her fans are called, they've always just been nice. I mean, I don't know how she did it, but she has created such a strong fan base that, like, if you're a Swiftie, like, you're a Swiftie till the day you fucking die. And you don't get to coin the term Swiftie if you're not going to defend her till the day you die. Okay? During the godforsaken 2016 Kim Ye versus Taylor Swift debacle, I was out there in the trenches. I was out there defending her till the day I died. Anytime I heard Taylor slander, oh, Kanye's better. Oh, Kim and Kanye, she's such a liar. She's a snake. I was out there in the trenches, defending her. I was a Marine out there defending her, and I would do it again. I would defend her on a battlefield, and I hope she knows that. I really do. What's up next? Yeah, she interacts with her fans through social media. She is like constantly always like commenting on her fans' like TikToks. She went through a long phase where she was commenting on people's Instagram posts. I think that was before the Kanye Kim Kardashian thing. What else? Tumblr. She was on Tumblr for a while. She actually follows me on Tumblr. BT Dubs, which I think is pretty cool. She doesn't really go on it or really interact on there as much. The place she's like most active is TikTok, which makes sense because that's like where a lot of her fans are now. Always just like chatting with them. There's been times where like there was this one girl, I don't know why she specifically invited her, but she like invited this one fan to her New York apartment and like for Valentine's Day and like made cookies with her at Taylor's apartment. Taylor visits like little kids at their homes all the time who are really big fans. Now this hasn't been like she used to do this a lot more, especially like pre-pandemic, but it's kind of hard to now, I think, especially since she's so busy, I think, with re-recording albums and just like making other music and whatnot. So that makes sense. Her philanthropy, I was doing a little research on that. Just some quick numbers. She's donated $1 million to the Louisiana flood victims in 2016, $100,000 to cancer research, $60,000 to music departments across 6 universities in America. She's donated to the WHO and Feeding America organizations during the pandemic and offered to sign a guitar to the National Health Service as a way to auction off and raise money for the organization during the pandemic. Now, I don't think it's publicly known about like all of the numbers and the amount of money that she's donated, but as a fan who constantly knows her every public move, I know that I have read countless articles and updates on, oh, Taylor just donated to this fan who is, you know, her house just caught on fire and Taylor like donates money. Oh, this, you know, there was this one, oh yeah, she went to a fan's bridal or baby shower, maybe, like made a whole vlog about it. Like Taylor was vlogging about it, surprised her, I think her name was Gina, surprised her at her little party, and like just took her time, like took time out of her schedule to like go hang out and fly out to this woman's party because this fan asked her to. What other artist is doing that, by the way? I don't know. She has been very vocal about her support for the LGBTQ community, and always really, not always, but also like with feminism and women's rights and equal rights. I want to argue like around 2016, 2016, she became definitely more vocal about, you know, politics and standing up for minority groups. So for her Lover album, she wrote a song called You Need to Calm Down, and in one of the lyrics it's like, why would you be mad when you can be glad? But the glad is meant to be spelled GLAAD, which is a organization for members of the LGBTQ community that kind of just raises money and protects them and raises awareness for the issues that they go through. And so like I don't know if proceeds from that song went to it, but she created a music video for that song, and I think almost like all, like the theme was not gay pride, but like it was very colorful. She featured a lot of members of the LGBTQ community in that video. It's also the video where she publicly rekindled her friendship with Katy Perry. So that happened with that. She's donated to the GLAAD organization, has written letters publicly to the Tennessee senator, in, you know, asking him to support the Equality Act, which they did. I don't know if, I think the Senate did. I don't know if the House has passed it. I don't really know the updates on that. Has donated to the Tennessee Equality Project. What else? She was really vocal about the Equality Act. I remember she was accepting an award that I can't remember what the award was, but it was during like her speech, she was very vocal about, you know, encouraging people to go sign the petition, to get them to write it into law or something like that. And I remember reading how, you know, after she was vocal about that, like the number of like signatures increased a shit ton. So that's just her impact. And then overall, she's just an amazing role model. She's a smart businesswoman, speaks her voice. She minds her business, tries to make peace with everyone, yet people see her success, and people will do anything and everything to tear her down. Not to mention, she's also hot. Had to throw that one in there. When in doubt, she's just hot. So, here we are to the last section, which is lyrics and music. Now, this is for the people who say, I don't really like her music. It's, you know, she's not a really great songwriter. It's just like really poppy. All right. You're not giving the whole thing a chance. Because you're only listening to the popular radio songs, Delicate, Love Story, You Belong With Me, Me, you know, the very, very poppy songs. And I, like, Someone is calling me right now, and I have about 50 fucking people blowing up my goddamn um phone right now, and I need to let everyone know that I'm busy. Leave me alone. For the love of God. Please. Jesus. Anyways. People need to, like, I'm about to give you some examples of stellar lyrics that she has written and what song they're from. And if you're a little iffy on what, you know, does Starbucks use the refill cup? Leave. Zoe, I'm gonna kill you. Sorry guys. Boop. Now, first up, we have Cardigan. This was a single, but it was arguably her best single lyrically because she, like, just, oh, God, this song is so good. I picked out a lyric specifically, one that really stood out to me. And it goes, but I knew you'd linger like a tattoo kiss. I knew you'd haunt all of my what ifs. The smell of smoke would hang around this long, 'cause I knew everything when I was young. What the fuck, dog? Are you kidding me? I knew you'd linger like a tattoo kiss, first of all. A hickey. This song also is about this kind of fake love triangle that she created on her folklore album between Betty, August, and James, and which I'm pretty sure are all the names of Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's kids. And it's this is Betty talking about her relationship with James, and I knew you'd linger like a tattoo kiss, like where it's instead of being like I knew you'd be here but then you would go, because a tattoo kiss, a hickey, like it stays and it's very prominent and it's on you, but then it fades away. It's just like the relationship she was in. I knew you'd haunt all of my what ifs. Just like this guy constantly giving her this anxiety that is basically haunting her. The smell of smoke would hang around this long. And because I knew everything when I was young. The relationship that she's talking about in this song is it's like a young relationship, like fresh into college, and I just the way, and this is a common theme, but just like the way that she says things that could be said so plainly is just fucking genius. Next up, the actual entirety of Cowboy Like Me. Now, I know within the Taylor Swift fan community, it, like, this song, people either hate it or they love it, and I don't know why people hate it, because if you just read the lyrics, just read them, my God, Jesus, oh my God, I can't get enough of it. It's my favorite song she's ever written, and I have decided that, and I still stand by that to this day. I got 2 examples for you here. And the skeletons in both our closets plotted hard to fuck this up, and the old men that I've swindled really did believe I was the one. And the skeletons in our closet, like all the baggage that you hold in a new relationship, is kind of like plotting to fuck up your new relationship. Are you kidding me? Like, how do you think about that? How do you think, oh, the skeletons in our closets plotted hard to fuck this up? Are you shitting my dick right now? No way! No way. Next, now you hang from my lips like the gardens of Babylon. With your boots beneath my bed, forever is the sweetest con. Come on, dude. And here's the thing. I very much would argue that the reason why most men hate Taylor Swift or don't really like her is because they can't wrap their little pea brains around this godforsaken lyric. They don't understand what her lyricism means. They just They just hear, they sing along to You Belong With Me and then call it a day. And then they slut shame her. Okay? Now you hang from my lips like the gardens of Babylon. With your boots beneath my bed, forever is the sweetest con. Forever is the sweetest con. I want that tattooed on me. Eventually, I will be getting a tattoo that represents the song Cowboy Like Me. Maybe like a little cowboy hat, honestly. Because this song means fucking everything to me. Please, please, out of all of these songs, please listen to that one. I do think you will enjoy it. Please. And if you don't, then there's just something wrong with you. My personal favorite lyric from the All Too Well 10-minute version, by the way, 10-minute song. Also, fun fact, it's the longest song to ever be #1 Billboard top hits. So, just a little fun fact for you. Quote, "Here we are again when I loved you so. You kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath. Are you?" I'm just gonna let that sit with you real quick while I take a sip of my drink. You kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath. Basically, she's saying, fuck you. You didn't tell anyone about me, and you kept me a secret, but I would have died for you. I wanted to keep you, hand on the Bible, I wanted to keep you forever, but you kept me like a secret. Just dagger in the heart. Dagger in the heart. Next up, The Lakes. This is from her album Folklore as a bonus song. A red rose grew up out of ice frozen ground with no one around to tweet it, while I bathe in cliffside pools with my calamitous love and insurmountable grief. Now, I don't know what the fuck with my calamitous fuck me. With my calamitous. Now let's copy this and we're gonna define it. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? When she first came out with this album, I was looking up words left and right listening to this album. It means catastrophic or disastrous. I feel like I can't speak English right now because I'm just so fucking worked up over my love for her. Insurmountable grief. I can't speak right now. A red rose grew up out of ice frozen ground with no one around to tweet it. Now, this song is kind of about her relationship with her current boyfriend that she's been dating for like 6 years. And it's, The Lakes is actually a place, I think, somewhere in England, I believe. And it's kind of this well-known place where a lot of the poets went to write their famous work. And a red rose grew up out of ice frozen ground. I think that kind of represents how she disappeared for so many years between 1989 and Reputation, where this ice frozen ground that she had, it was kind of like an ice age where she was just like gone, and then a red rose grew out of it. I think that maybe that also could represent how this relationship bloomed out of this dark period that she had when the fucking entirety of the internet was just like, fuck Taylor Swift, I hate her, she's a liar, she's a snake. And I think that the red rose grew up out of ice frozen ground, and then with no one around to tweet it, it's just kind of like she was in this dark period where this new bloom of a relationship was forming, and it was nice because there was no one around to tweet it. It was just them two, because she had just dropped off the face of the earth, basically, which I'd like to point out was a horrible time for me. I had no Taylor content, she was nowhere to be seen. It was dry bones. And then ever since Reputation, she's just been feeding us so well, and I appreciate it. Next up, You Are in Love. One of her best songs, I will admit. Quote, you understand now why they lost their minds and fought the wars, and why I've spent my whole life trying to put it into words. Now, she wrote this song about a relationship that she was friends with these two people who were in a relationship. She didn't write this like from personal experience. So, you understand now why they lost their minds and fought the wars, and why I've spent my whole life trying to put it into words. Just kind of like, it's just, sometimes her lyrics are too good that my pea brain can't even wrap my head around it, because they're just so good. You know, it's all of her songs they're just so poetically written that they're up for interpretation. They're very, very specific, but they're also they can be interpreted in many different ways. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think that's like one of the best forms of songwriting. Okay. This song is called This Is Me Trying. It's from Folklore as well. And holy shit. This song hurts. It's called This Is Me Trying. And it's basically a song about how, you know, we're always just like all trying our best, and sometimes it just feels like it's never enough, but like even the smallest things can just, signify you trying. So I picked two lyrics out of this song. Quote, I was so ahead of the curve became a sphere, fell behind all my classmates, and I ended up here, pouring out my heart to a stranger, but I didn't pour the whiskey. That's what I just wanted you to know. This is me trying. So, I was so ahead of the curve became a sphere. Okay, you're going. And then you fall behind. And then it's just like a full circle thing. Pouring out my heart to a stranger, okay? You're giving yourself to this stranger, but you didn't pour the whiskey. Because it's like it's kind of like a metaphor where it could be a metaphor for I'm trying to be sober from alcohol, or metaphorically like from a person. It's like you're pouring your heart out to someone, but hey, I poured my heart out, but I didn't pour the whiskey, and this is me trying my best. I am being vulnerable, but I didn't drink, so this is me trying my best. And that song just means everything to me, because whenever I feel like I'm not doing my best and I feel like I'm kind of failing and I could be doing better, I listen to that song and I'm like, you know what I'm trying, and I'm trying my best, and that should be enough. I think that's, I feel like this world is it moves so fast, and I think that I just think that we need to remember that we're all just trying our best, Next up, Tolerate It. This song is gut-wrenching, by the way. This is on Evermore, her forgotten child of a album. Gotcha. I got the nap, if anyone was wondering. Now, Tolerate It is about being in a relationship where you are, doing everything for your partner and your significant other, this person you love. You're doing your best, and you are just constantly giving love, and they're just tolerating it. They're just, not reciprocating it, and you're getting real tired of it. But you love this person, and they're not recognizing your value and your worth. So, quote, I wait by the door like I'm just a kid, use my best colors for your portrait, lay the table with the fancy shit, and watch you tolerate it. So it's like you're waiting by the door for this person, and you're giving all your time to them. You're waiting for them like you're a little kid waiting for your parents to get back, because it's like you value this person like they're your, superior. They're your parent. Use my best colors for your portrait. You're kind of like, wearing your fanciest clothes, and you're painting them in this portrait that portrays them to be better than they actually are. Lay the table with the fancy shit and watch you tolerate it. God damn. Fucking dagger to the heart once again. She knows how to do it. She knows how to make you cry. Next up, same song. You assume I'm fine, but what would you do if I break free and leave us in ruins. Took this dagger in me and removed it. Gain the weight of you, then lose it. Believe me, I could do it. The first time I heard that lyric, let me tell you, I about shit my pants. Gain the weight of you, then lose it? Oh my god. Because it's like, okay, let's break this down. What would you do if I break free and leave us in ruins? So this is like towards the end of the song. The entire song is kind of like, you know, I do all of this for you and you kind of just tolerate it. And now towards the end of the song, she's like, okay, yeah, I do all of this, but what if I broke up with you and, you know, left you in ruins? Took this dagger in me and removed it. Like, he kind of like, once again, dagger in the heart. He hurt her. He stabbed her in the back. And then she's removing it. Gain the weight of you. Okay, she's in a relationship. You gain the weight of this person and all of the toxicity that they give. Gain the weight of you. Then lose it. Believe me, I could do it. Oh my god. Believe me, I could do it. Because it's just like he's constantly undermining her. Believe me, I could do it. Oh my god. The power in just that one lyric. Believe me, I could do it. Chills. Chills down my fucking spine, dude. Next up. God damn, this one hurts too. These last two hurt real bad. Actually, you want to know what? These three might be actually written all by the same person. No. I don't think so. I think the last one, I don't know who the last one's written about. We have Dear John from Speak Now. This song. God damn. Fucking hurts so bad. The amount of times I have screamed this song at the top of my lungs in my car is, I can't even count. It's an abundant, I can tell you that much. This is kind of at the bridge, like the peak of the song. You are an expert at sorry and keeping lines blurry. Never impressed by me acing your tests. All the girls that you've run dry have tired, lifeless eyes 'cause you burned them out. But I took your matches before fire could catch me, so don't look now. I'm shining like fireworks over your sad, empty town. I mean, holy shit. God damn. You are an expert at sorry and keeping lines blurry. Like, you're an expert, and you keep fucking up, but you're an expert at saying sorry because you just fuck up all the time, but you know how to be sorry. You don't mean it, keeping lines blurry. It's always, you know, it's always iffy. God, fuck you, John Mayer. Ooh, I fucking hate you. Ooh, I wish I could just kill you. Never impressed by me acing your tests. He's just constantly giving her these tests to prove that she, you know, she's worth it. She's worth being in a relationship with. And whenever she was at that age, like when you're at the age of 19, you are with this older guy. You're just constantly trying to be on his level. And she couldn't. He was never impressed with her acing his tests. All the girls that you've run dried have tired, lifeless eyes because you burned them out. God damn. God damn. Next, would've, could've, should've. This is from her recent album, Midnight's, the 3 a.m. version. This song's a doozy, guys. This song is a doozy. If you thought Dear John was bad, would've, could've, should've is just a big fuck you to him. Quote, if clarity's in death, then why won't this die? Years of tearing down our banners, you and I, living for the thrill of hitting you where it hurts. Give me back my girlhood, it was mine first. Now, holy shit, I just gave myself chills. And the way she sings this is just like the buildup of it, and she sounds so like young whenever she's singing it. Holy god damn, I just gave myself chills again. Oh my god, like the power. Give me back my girlhood, it was mine first. This could be taken in so many different ways, by the way. The one that comes to my head right now is that it could be applied for like anyone, not even just like in a relationship, because I was watching TikToks that were using this song, And as women, we have to just like, you know, we're not allowed to be girls because it's like, oh, make sure you're covering up. Even in elementary school, you know, there's dress codes in elementary school because we, you know, we have to cover up our shoulders and make sure we're, you know, crossing our legs and, you know, watching out. You can't walk alone at night. And it's just like we could never be a girl. And it was ours first, but we got that fucking taken away from us by society and by men. But in this situation, it can be interpreted that like she was dating this guy when she was so young, and he kind of stripped that from her because she, you know, had to endure all of this trauma and absolutely just stomped on her heart. And it's like, give it back to me. That was mine first. You know, you as a grown adult dated me, and you should have known. You should have known better. I was just a child. And last but not least, Last Kiss on the Speak Now album. God damn. This is another song. Dear John and Last Kiss are two songs that are just constant. Like, I just scream sing in my car. And full blast, by the way. It's basically like this entire song is, you know, just is a great example of her songwriting, but I picked out one specifically. So I'll watch your life in pictures like I used to watch you sleep, and I feel you forget me like I used to feel you breathe, and I'll keep up with our old friends just to ask them how you are. Hope it's nice where you are. Once again, I'll let you guys just sit on that one real quick. You know how relatable this is? Like, you break up with someone, you're missing them, you want them back, but you can't get them back. And you've become friends with their friends, and you want to hear anything you can about this person because you miss them so much, and so you'll ask your mutual friends like how they're doing because you can't text them because, you know, you're done, it's over. And you get to ask them how they are or how you are. And I'll watch your life in pictures like I used to watch you sleep. Having just like those really intimate moments, and then it just like is gone, and so now the only thing you can look at are pictures of them online that they're posting. Like, you're just living vicariously through pictures of them because that's the closest thing you have to them. I feel you forget me like I used to feel you breathe. Holy shit, dude. God damn. Like, just these super, like, watching you sleep, feeling you breathe, like these very, very human interactions that are now, like, you can't feel those anymore, and the closest thing you can feel is, like, distance, you know, watching pictures of you from a distance, feeling you forget me is making me feel more distant from you. It's just, her mind is fucking insane. Also, not to point out the fact, she wrote that song, Last Kiss, she wrote that song when she was, like, 19. Like, 19. I'm 22 years old right now, and I couldn't imagine ever writing something like that. My brain just doesn't work that way, and most people's don't. She's just a very special case. So, that's all I have. I hope I made my point. I hope I got my point across for you guys. Yeah, go stream. Preferably stream the only songs that she owns, which is everything up until, Lover and up until recent. So, Lover, Folklore, Evermore, Fearless Taylor's version, Red Taylor's version, and Midnights. I'm really scared if I'm forgetting something, but I can't remember right now. So, and probably Speak Now, Taylor's version, soon. So, me hearing her sing Last Kiss as like 32, 33 is going to send me into a spiral. So, thanks for listening, guys. This one's been a long awaited for me. And thank you for listening. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the pod on Instagram at Argue with the Wall, but the with is a W. You can rate this podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at Lily M. Fry. And I will talk to you guys next week. Bye!